The one thing women pray you never find is not a trick. It is not a line you deliver or a photo you post. The thing they hope you never find is your own steady center. It is the quiet law inside you that says you will not barter your worth for validation. When you arrive there, you stop reacting to tests. You stop negotiating for affection. You stop shrinking yourself to fit other people's peace. That steadiness changes everything. It pulls attention. It changes offers. It alters the way people test you. It makes you less available and more trustworthy at the same time. Think about the last time you swiped, messaged, or posted and then watched for a sign. Think about waiting for a reply from a recruiter or a manager. Think about promising to meet at the last minute because you feared saying no. All of those moments operate on the same currency. Approval is the coin. People accept the trade because they need the confirmation. They crave the small dopamine hit of being needed. If you want influence, you must stop accepting that currency. You must mint a new one inside yourself. You must learn to prefer competence and calm over applause. You will not lose people by choosing this path. You will lose the wrong people. The ones who treat you as a performance will drift away. That is a gain. The people who remain will align with you. They will respond to clarity and consistency. They will repay real boundaries with reliability. That is the simple bargain. It feels cold at first. It feels lonely at first. That friction is the price of moving from popularity to authority. If you want to hold this, stay with me. If you want the steps, listen to the practices. This is not a lecture. This is a practical training session. You will get real tactics for your messages, your calendar, your conversations, and your self-control. You will also see why this power has a dark edge. The dark edge will be the test that separates the performer from the leader. The darkest truth is this: power that looks like independence can become cruelty if you forget your purpose. You can stop needing approval and then use that freedom to punish, to withdraw, or to dominate without cause. You can make people feel small because you feel large. That transition is subtle. At first you celebrate the distance. You relish the lack of need. Then you find joy in seeing others scramble. That is the trap. It is the moral cost of mastering social detachment without ethical ground. If you cross that line, you will lose the best return on your discipline, which is reciprocal safety. So before we go deeper, decide what you are building. Are you building a life where others orbit you to feed your ego? Or are you building a stable platform where the right people can stand with you? Honest power creates structure and shelter. False power creates spectacle. You must choose. Begin with the inner fortress. Your daily small decisions form the architecture of your steadiness. Wake and decide simple things. Decide what you will tolerate. Decide how you will respond to small tests. Do not let tiny defeats accumulate. A missed exercise, a late reply, an unnecessary apology. Those small concessions erode your signal. Guard them. Build rules for your attention. Rule 1. Set one phone check window in the morning and one in the evening. Rule 2. Respond to messages on your terms. Rule 3. Keep appointments you make for yourself. These micro-commitments train you to be reliable to yourself first. When you hold your body to the contract you sign with yourself, you become credible to others without explaining why. Practice emotional accounting. Track how often you give away your calm to people who do not give it back. Note it quietly. Do not make it a drama. Make it a ledger. Each time you concede your boundary for comfort, record it. Over weeks you will see patterns. That ledger will tell you where your character bends because it has to. Then you can make an honest adjustment. This is the inner work of Stoicism. It is not heroic. It is practical. It is daily. Now look at your signals. Signals are not lies. They are the economy of clarity in social life. Scarcity works because people read absence. Presence works because it shows capacity. Clarity works because it reduces confusion. On dating apps, this looks like two things. 1. Concise messages that signal a plan. 2. Refusal to negotiate basic standards via chat. If someone asks you to meet at a time that ruins your day, decline and offer an option that fits your schedule. You do not need to explain yourself. You only need to show the standard you will keep. At work, signals are calendars and email patterns. If you always reply at midnight, you teach urgency. If you answer at fixed hours, you teach boundaries. People will adapt to match what you enforce. Remember, people respect what you tolerate. If you tolerate drama, you will get drama. If you tolerate passive behavior from colleagues, you will get more of it. If you tolerate endless negotiation in relationship, you will lose time and clarity. The clever move is not cruelty, it is clarity. It costs you nothing to be clear. It costs you everything to be inconsistent. There is a skill within this signal system that most people miss. You can be scarce without being unavailable. You can be present without being needy. The difference is intention. Scarcity as strategy means you manage your time to produce high-quality interaction. Scarcity as insecurity means you withhold because you fear loss. Intention shows in how you show up when it matters. If you are scarce because you are busy building, you will be generous when someone demonstrates reciprocity. If you are scarce because you enjoy the hunt, your generosity will be conditional and performative. That brings us to strategic vulnerability. Stoicism and strategy are not opposites. You will use vulnerability as a tool, not as a plea. Controlled vulnerability is a gift you choose to give. It is not a concession you make in hope. It is a calibration. When you reveal a fault, make it small and framed. When you admit a mistake, pair it with what you will do next. That moves the conversation from drama to repair. Women, men, colleagues, and friends all watch how you manage setbacks. If you turn every weakness into a crisis, you train people to react. If you treat weakness as information, you train people to adapt. A clear example in dating is better than a theory. Say you missed a dinner because work ran late. A needy reply says, "I am so sorry, please forgive me, I will do anything." A strategic reply says, "I missed dinner. That was my fault. I will make it right by offering 2 specific options. Which works best for you?" The latter keeps agency. It repairs trust. It does not demand forgiveness. It invites it in a way that preserves your standards. The same applies at work. If you mess up a deadline, do not send a long apology. Send a short acknowledgement, a plan that prevents the error, and an offer to help the team get back on track. That shows ownership without self-erasure. It rebuilds your credibility. Now think about social architecture. Your environment magnifies or mutes your autonomy. Create structures that force honest behavior. If you want reliable friendships, make events where reliability is required. Small groups, fixed meeting times, and clear roles amplify consistency. At work, build processes that reward initiative and penalize gaslighting. Do not rely on talent alone. Rely on systems that record and measure behavior. Systems remove the pretense of charisma. They translate behavior into repeatable outcomes. The people who succeed in modern, Western settings are those who build repeatable systems around intangible traits. In relationships, design rituals that create mutual currency. A ritual might be a monthly planning session. It could be an annual trip. It could be a simple check-in on Sundays. Rituals convert intention into habit. They also create safe spaces where people can show up without performance. That is how reciprocal safety forms. We must talk about status and virtue. Loud status works briefly. Luxury items, boastful posts, and aggressive displays win attention. Quiet authority wins trust. Authority looks like competence, not noise. Virtue looks like consistent action, not speeches. If you want people to follow you beyond a headline, you must anchor your status in virtue. That means you do what you say. That means you protect weak moments. That means you are punctual. That means you do not use your freedom to punish unless the punishment is just. This is also where Machiavellian clarity helps. Strategy without ethics is hollow. Ethics without strategy is fragile. When you combine both, you become a force for stable outcomes. Use strategy to defend your standards. Use ethics to decide which standards deserve defense. People who misuse this blend will become feared, not respected. People who master it become the kind of leader others choose when stakes rise. Here is an applied practice called the reciprocity engine. It turns your detachment into loyalty. Step 1. Be reliable in 2 domains only. Choose work and 1 close relationship. Show up without drama. Step 2. Make scarcity meaningful. When you allocate time, make it scarce by design. Let your calendar show priorities. Step 3. Reward the behaviors you want. When someone meets your standard, repay them with time, with trust, or with a visible responsibility. Step 4. Exit patterns that do not reciprocate. Do this quietly. Do not make it a spectacle. The goal is to reallocate social energy toward those who invest back. Testing the engine looks like this. At work, you stop rescuing people who do not improve. You document failures and offer chances with new constraints. At home, you stop negotiating core values. You state the value and the non-negotiables. People who want to stay will align. People who do not will choose to leave or adapt. That is the law of selection in modern life. You must understand how tests work. People will test your limits to see how much you will bend. This happens in dating as much as in corporate meetings. A partner will push to see how much you will apologize. A colleague will push to see how much territory you will cede. Your response sets the next iteration of the relationship. If you fold early, you teach them to push. If you hold your line gracefully, you teach them to stop. A test is not a trap. It is data. Here is how to respond to a test without escalating conflict. First, name the behavior with calm. Second, state the consequence you will carry if the behavior continues. Third, follow through if necessary. Do this without drama. Do this with the quiet firmness of someone who values their time. People will respect the pattern because it costs them something to exploit you again. That cost is the market you create. Across all this practice, the risk remains. You will become less liked by people who profit from your need. You will become less comfortable with shallow approval. That feels like loss at first. You may feel lonelier. That loneliness is a signal that your social ecosystem is rebalancing. Loneliness is not always bad. It tells you which connections were transactional. It frees you to find deeper ties. Do not romanticize loneliness. Use it as a clearing. Now we reach the final move. You have seen the practices. You have seen the risks. You have one remaining paradox to understand. The 15-minute mystery I mentioned is how detachment becomes the basis for deeper connection. The revelation is this: the skill you think makes you unavailable actually creates the conditions that allow others to be available to you. When you stop chasing, you allow people to stand on their own feet. That movement forces reciprocity. People who want to remain close must show up. That is the axis of reciprocal safety. Here is a case study to make it clear. A man I know always accepted late calls from his partner. He did so to prove love. Over time, the partner came to expect it. She did not manage her time. She tested his willingness to always be available. He felt proud and resentful at once. He felt needed and eroded. One day he changed the rule. He kept his evenings for his work 2 nights a week. He told her in a calm, short message. He did not accuse. He did not apologize. He explained the plan and the return offer, which was a dedicated long evening once a week. She reacted with anger. He held the rule. Over weeks she adjusted. She began to take responsibility. The relationship either matured or it separated. The separation removed a partner who could not meet a simple requirement. The maturation created safety where both could plan and trust. That is the conversion from scarcity to structure. That is the reciprocity engine in motion. The same is true in the office. A manager who micromanages teaches dependency. A manager who sets clear outcomes and lets people carry them invites growth. People who want to keep their roles respond by delivering. Those who do not leave. That exit clarifies the team and improves its function. It may shrink the group at first. It will enlarge the quality of work and loyalty in the long run. You will face resistance when you start. Expect it. People will push your limits because they prefer the old bargain. You will feel guilt. You will test yourself. That is necessary. The practice is not a single powerful gesture. It is the accumulation of small choices. The daily ledger matters more than the moment of glory. Now a direct challenge. For 7 days, set a single rule and keep it. Make a short contract with yourself. Pick one boundary. It could be no messages after 9 p.m. It could be moving workouts to mornings. It could be replying to work email only at 2 fixed times. Keep the rule. Track each violation. At the end of the week, review your ledger. Note how people adapt. Note the tests. Note the ones who leave. Note the ones who step up. Use that data to refine the rule. One final moral calibration. Use this center to protect, not to punish. The strongest men and women I know do not wield indifference to create fear. They wield steadiness to create trust. They give people a map for how to behave. They reward alignment. They remove toxicity. They do not gloat. That is the ethical line. Cross it, and you get domination without allies. Stay on this side and you create a small circle of fierce loyalty. If you follow this path, you will become less available in many small ways. You will become more reliable in fewer single ways. You will get fewer casual likes and more dependable calls. You will receive fewer shallow messages and more direct offers. People will test you. Some will fail. Some will stand taller. Your life will thin. The people who remain will do so because they choose you, not because they need you. So return to the core claim. The only thing women pray you never find is your steady center. It is the private law inside you that removes the need for approval. It strips away performance. It creates a different currency. When you hold that currency, you change social dynamics in your favor. That is the power. That is what they fear. Now reveal the final secret in full. The axis of reciprocal safety is not indifference in the raw. It is disciplined availability. It is the art of being scarce in a way that invites responsibility. It is the skill of rewarding patterns you want and withdrawing from the ones you do not. That axis converts your detachment into mutual reliability. It makes your life predictable for the right people and costly for the wrong ones. The result is a network of real commitments. That is safer than the noise of casual affection. This is not a claim about control. It is a claim about clarity. You are not closing yourself. You are setting a standard. You are inviting others to meet it. The world will respond. Some will adapt. Some will leave. Both outcomes are useful. One clears the field. The other builds the team you need. Decide now. Do you want to be the person who drifts with the tides of public opinion, or do you want to be the person who shapes the tides around a chosen shore? The practices are simple and the cost is steady work. But the results are undeniable. You will be harder to seduce. You will be easier to trust. You will be less available and more valuable at the same time. Begin tonight. Pick the rule. Keep the ledger. Watch how the world reorganizes itself around you. This is the quiet revolution of inner authority. It is the thing some hope you never find. Find it anyway. Find it and use it to protect what matters.